Op is with an abusive and controlling husband and unfortunately couldn't see it. Original. Posted by U. Walls Windows 1376 on R. Am I the asshole? TW. Abuse. Less than. AITA for still going to my sister's wedding after my husband cancelled my plane ticket? Here's the situation. My husband, 36, and I, 30, have 3 kids. 2, 4, 7. I'm a SOM. Full-time. And I take care of the kids while my husband works. Full-time. My sister's wedding was last week. We live hours away, which is an issue for my husband. When we first got the invite, he told me that he wasn't going. That he will stay for the kids and suggested I do the same. Since the wedding doesn't allow kids and my husband doesn't want to hire a babysitter after the one we had robbed us. We had gone back and forth on this. But I insisted on going since that's my only sister and I want to attend what might be a once-in-a-lifetime event for her. He chuckled at my statement, then we stopped talking about it. As the wedding was approaching, he brought it up and told me to miss it and stay with the kids. I suggested that since no babysitters were allowed then, I could get my friend to stay with the kids, but he refused. I ignored him. Spoke to my friend who agreed to watch the kids and booked a ticket to travel to my sister's town. In time, my husband found out and went on about how he had work, and that the most logical solution is that I stay home with the kids and let him make his living. I told him that I already took care of the kids and they'll stay with my friend. Honestly, I grew impatient. The day of my flight, I dropped the kids off at my friend's place, then headed to the airport. I found out he had cancelled my plane ticket. I was upset but still insisted on going, so I went home and got into my car and drove 4 hours to get to the town. At 5 p.m., my husband called and was freaking out on me, asking where I was. I told him I made it to my sister's town and he blew up saying I wasn't supposed to go. Even said he cancelled my ticket to get me to stay. He demanded I return, but I said not until the wedding was over. He called me horrible, neglectful mom, then had his mom scold me and accuse me of abandoning my own kids. There was a huge argument ensued when I returned home and my husband kept on saying I was horrible. To leave the kids and to ignore him like that and do what I wanted eventually. He's giving me silent treatment as of now and I can no longer take it. I felt guilty and did not enjoy the wedding at all. Was I wrong for still going? Info. My husband dislikes my sister if it's relevant. Update. So a lot of people on here brought up the possibility of my husband lying about the robbery that happened months ago and accusing the babysitter of stealing just so I can't hire any other babysitters. He was the one who discovered the robbery. I never saw or talked to her after he kicked her out. Upon reading the comments, I'm now suspecting that he made this whole thing up. I'm going to contact the babysitter to get the whole story from. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I will talk to her and see if her story contradicts his in any way. I'll keep you updated. Update. On my AITA thread. AITA for still going to my sister's wedding after my husband cancelled my plane ticket? Update. So I contacted the babysitter via social media. I sent her a DM telling her who I was and mentioning the incident that happened at our home. I didn't think she'd respond given that it's been over 7 months since she left us. But I was surprised when she responded in 2 hours' time. I again mentioned the incident to her and asked if she could explain to me what happened. She sent me a long wall of text swearing she never took anything from our home and that my husband came home and was lashing out at her and the kids for no reason. She said that they didn't talk to him that day, but then brought up a previous interaction they both had. Then she claimed that he touched her inappropriately while he was in the kitchen with her. This caught me off guard. I asked her to expand on that and she said she wasn't sure it was an accident or that he did it deliberately. She said he didn't say anything but his looks made her uncomfortable. She also said she was willing to let it go till she saw that he started leaving her texts days later, demanding she respond to him. Then the day he accused her of the robbery, he just lashed out at her, criticizing her work, and then told her to leave and not come back. She said he didn't accuse her of anything being stolen, just lashed out and told her to leave. I couldn't wrap my head around this. I don't know what to say. Basically, she was saying he tried to hit on her, but then said she wasn't sure it was an accident. Then he just all of a sudden came home one day and lashed out, then told her to leave. I can't make sense of this. I went to try to speak to him on that, but he kept blocking my attempts to discuss it, so I blew up. Showed him what the babysitter sent me and he remained calm, which is completely out of character of him. He kept repeating the line, "She's lying to you," while I absolutely lost it on him. I threatened to take the kids and go stay with my friend, which what I'm gonna do today after he leaves the house. Since he said that, I can't do that, then I'm waiting till he's out. He kept calling me crazy to believe some kid's story over his and insisted that I was looking to dig up dirt to start a fight. I refused to continue fighting, I just kept my distance from him. This is just horrible. I did not see this coming and I feel like a cold wave just hit me and I don't know what to say about this, and worst of all is that I have no evidence or proof. I'm gonna be taking some space from him for now till I clear my mind and think of what I'm going to do going forward. Yikes. Am I the only one that thinks she shouldn't have told him that she's leaving? I feel like the husband has all the telltale signs that he could flip and possibly do something unhinged. I feel like she should have gone quietly, the way people escaping DV do. Maybe gone to her family and kept further contact with him through a lawyer. Oop, if you see this, I hope everything works out for you. That guy is not worth your time. I'm really glad Op titled this calling it abuse, because that's what this is. Forbidding her from seeing family. Trying to force her to stay. Going so far as canceling her plane ticket without telling her. All of that is abusive as hell. The way he reacted after turning it around into saying she was a horrible person and did something bad. Accusing her of being a bad mother. Getting other people involved in that narrative. That is abusive. I'm in no way surprised about the babysitter's part of the story. And I'm very inclined to believe her. It would be great if the babysitter still had those texts. And I really hope Oop kept records of him blowing up her phone trying to forbid her from going in. Forcing her to come back. I'm really worried for Oops and the kids' safety, and I hope we get a further update on them. Sometimes it's really difficult to realize when something is abuse, especially when it slowly creeps into a relationship. A lot of abusers are great manipulators who are capable of spinning it around so their victims feel like they're the ones in the wrong. A lot of the time abuse isn't yet physical, but that doesn't make it any less abusive. I'm really glad Oop was able to listen to other people's advice and hopefully take steps to get out of this relationship. It can be so hard to get out when your abuser is the sole breadwinner, but it's so important to get out. I pray she's got a good support system that will do whatever to get her and the kids out of that situation. She's in trouble. I told her to send copies of all the evidence to her family and contact the domestic violence hotline. He's isolating. He and his mom are verbally abusive and will attack in front of the children. He's controlling her movements. Plane ticket. Cut off all childcare. She and the children need out. This is the type of husband you see on the news. He either kills his wife or the kids and then himself. Oop needs help and to leave. This isn't over yet. Oop could have video and this guy would still try to deny it. With toxic people, You just have to move on and not waste energy trying for a confession that will never end well and could even lead to violence in a worst-case scenario. Jesus Oop needs a strong support system and a safety plan in place. Maybe I watch too much true crime, but the unhinged way he's acting gives me chills. The most dangerous part of an abusive relationship is when the victim tries to leave. That is when their life is most in danger. And this guy could definitely get violent. A reminder that on average, a person in an abusive relationship will attempt to leave 7 times before finally leaving for good. Rooting for you, Oop. If I booked a ticket, and my so canceled it, that would be a death knell. I'm surprised she went back. Looking at OOP's comments, I think commenters are likely right that the reason the husband hates the sister is because he hit on her and she rejected him. I hope Oop is able to stay safe. She doesn't seem to be comprehending how much danger she's in right now. This guy is going to kill her before he lets her go. I hope Oop is careful. She's going to learn that he's much worse than she even thinks he is right now. Read the line. But I was surprised when she responded in 2 hours' time. And immediately thought, let me guess. He hit on the babysitter? He's a classic gaslighter and abuser. I hope Op gets the courage to leave. She needs to skip her friends and drive the 4 hours to her family. Op is learning one of the hardest things in the world to accept. I hope she has all the support she needs. Evidence to prove a relationship isn't a court of law. You go by how you feel and what instinctually know to be true. What did the DH said she stole? Go search the house. She will find it still there. The picture painted of this guy is horrible: a bully, combative, controlling, childish, belligerent. I wouldn't live with one of those qualities, never mind that he sounds like a sack full of nothing but awful. I did not see this coming. From this story, the guy is a walking red flag. I am genuinely astounded if this statement is really true rather than Oop lying to herself about the situation she is in. He sounds like such a scum.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.